Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kripalani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. Anita Punjabi was born in Ghana and schooled in India. She graduated with an accounting degree and became a mother before being an entrepreneur. Motherhood significantly translated into professional leadership and business skills. Her restaurant and catering business, Sunshine, has had 2 decades of accumulating accolades, success, and a strong team. Sunshine gives each client the same attention and focus, whether hosting an event for 10 people or 100. It is constantly creating new recipes, new decor, and new products. The latest being the Platters. Sunshine's Platters are customized pieces of art. All right. Hi, Anita. Welcome to Impact Duty.
It's wonderful to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. I mean, you've got a beautiful story of success that I'm waiting to share with everybody who's going to listen to this. A story of empowerment, a story of success, a story of breaking a glass ceiling. So I can't wait to share your journey so far.
It's amazing to kind of think about it in that sense. You get busy every day and continuing to do what you do, but then when you're asked the question, it's nice to stop and think about it and structure it a little bit where it makes sense to other people. So yeah, this has been great.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Anita, I believe you have the entity Sunshine Salads. Is that the name that you go by?
Well, this is a little bit of a story. My company is actually called Little India. It's named after my daughter.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, Anita Punjabi, that's her name. And the company was named after her. But Sunshine Salads is the brand that we go by, yes. Because that was the original product we started with, making our salads. And that seems to still be, to the furthest I know, our greatest product on the market.
Wow. And this journey started a very long time ago. This started while I was still in Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. So we're looking at how many years within the industry?
Almost 20 years now, 2 decades.
And how did this all begin? Because you were probably very young when you started. So how did it all begin? And did it start with the name Sunshine Salads even back then?
It did. I think, I was a young mom and I grew up in a family that was very conscious about nutrition and eating healthy food. And when I was out and about and running errands, I kind of felt there was nothing that was easily accessible until I got back home. And when you're a young mom and you're so busy and you've got kids with you and you're packing bags and diaper bags and, sometimes you just forget to eat. And if you're out there, you need to pick up something. It was practically impossible. And so we decided, our family had a supermarket at the time, and we decided to start a range and just to make it easily accessible. If you're a woman like me and you're in the supermarket, here's something for you.
Wow.
And it seemed to have caught on from there. And it looked like there were a lot more women like me that needed that.
Wonderful. So we're looking at the journey beginning in the early 90s or mid 90s. Am I right?
This is 2000. It was just after India was born. She was born in 1990, just after that, yeah.
Okay, wow. All right. So you ventured into supplying food to supermarkets. Is that how it all started, or?
Yes. Well, we started from our own supermarket. The first day there were 6 salads on the shelf. I remember that so clearly, placing them in the fridge myself. And an hour later, they were all gone. And so we got into a second line of production on that same day, and then it just kind of grew from there. And then we started, moving into other supermarkets who seemed really interested in the product. I had taken the trouble to get everything certified with the local food authority boards, and that was, I think, really good in the sense that it legitimized the product right from the beginning, and we could put it out on the market, and so it began to grow really quickly.
Wow, that's incredible.
And soon after, yes, we opened our own little shop here in Osu, where if you wanted to come straight to the source, you could come straight to us and you didn't have to buy it off a shelf. anywhere
That's
else.
incredible. Yes, I remember that first entity on the side of Osu. Does that still
Still
exist?
here, yeah, still here, but it's grown to occupy quite a large space in this
Amazing.
vicinity, but it's still here.
Yeah, my trip to Ghana is long overdue.
You should come soon.
And Anita, I did you always have a formal education in hospitality and the food industry, or is this all practical experience and learnings that you've um, created?
Well, I didn't have zero formal education in hospitality or food and beverage, but I have a lot of informal education in food and hospitality because I grew up with my grandmom and her tribe in India. And they were the champions of food and beverage and hospitality, weren't they? The old ladies of those days.
Totally.
Um, they could have people coming into their home without any prior notice, and they could make a meal, for two people turn into a meal for seven.
Wow.
So it was a lot of first hand, practice that came with them. They were champions of things like zero waste and conscious
Hmm.
cooking, food preservation, and drying in the summer to feed you during the winter. Everything was natural. There were no preservatives. Everything was home cooked. Every meal was cooked,
Right.
you know for you with what you need in mind. I mean, if there was something that was left over today, it was never presented to you in its same form tomorrow. It was converted into another gourmet meal for that day. So there was definitely a lot of informal training. I learned firsthand from the masters, and I will
Excellent.
never forget. I even till today, try to deliberately think about what they would do about, a certain situation, and then see how to take, from my memories and adapt that to what we're doing today. So no formal training, but a lot of informal training.
Excellent. And tell us about the first other products that you introduced into Ghana post the salads. So I know you had a fabulous range of salads, and then what came after that?
What I would say happened when we started introducing the salads, and then it seemed like people just started buying into the brand values. The fact that the food was nutritious, it was freshly cooked, it had no preservatives or additives. You could directly connect because until today, my telephone number is on every single salad label that goes out there, and you can reach me directly if you had something to say, if you wanted to compliment, if you had a problem with it, if you didn't find it to your liking. You could reach me directly so that we would take on your comments and suggestions, because our end user is what we created this whole range for.
Right.
Um, and so it seemed like everything we were putting on the market seemed to go just as easily as the first thing that we started with, because people started to buy into the values of the brand more than just every single product.
Right.
They would give us the benefit of the doubt and try on the new product. And we've been quite lucky with that our customers have followed us all through the years. Until today, I see people that were here on the first day that we opened. So our salads became sandwiches, became wraps, became curries, became, some Lebanese flavors, pulling from my roots because my mom, had Lebanese, Ghanaian, and then my father obviously being Indian. So I started to pull on all of the old knowledge from my roots, and then started to adapt them to things that people would find easy. So a falafel salad, basically, if you don't have the time to sit in and eat, you could have a falafel and your greens, and it's vegan and it's healthy. So it's pulling from all of my roots, but it's adapting to a way that I find people are looking for, that is convenient to eat. People that are working, people that are running errands in town, they need something convenient. And this was why this brand was created, to provide easy access to healthy and nutritious food.
Excellent. And you just mentioned a key word over there that's become quite a phenomenon right now, which is veganism. Okay, so I just heard you mention a vegan wrap. So I'm going to pull you back to telling us a little bit more about, do you really have vegan food dishes that you serve?
you. Yes, it's by default. Actually, I love to eat vegetarian food. I grew up eating vegetarian and vegan food most of my life, and it's now obviously a trending term.
Uh-huh.
Surprisingly, lots of people here, are turning to veganism and vegetarianism. I suppose the health benefits of it. When you've been living in Ghana all your life, our natural diet is very high in carbohydrate and fat.
Hmm.
And so, when you get to a certain age, health issues, so you start to get advice. And so eating healthy has become, you know, quite popular. And I would say, as soon as you're doing the transition, you need help in this transition. It's not just easy to go from one form of diet to another. So you might need to be introduced to it, subtly. Maybe you start eating out a little bit and you start
Uh-huh.
choosing, and then you start to create those things at home for yourself. So yes, I would say, um, we've really been a support for people who've wanted to change their diet and their health.
Uh-huh.
Um, we have loads of vegan and vegetarian dishes on the menu. We change our menu almost every 2 years, year and a half. So, but I'm more conscious now that, we have it labeled on the menu saying it's vegetarian or vegan. I just kind of put them on there because I like to eat that kind of food. And
Bravo.
now, and then now I put it on. I make it significantly easier for people to see when they come in that there are vegan and vegetarian options.
Excellent, Anita. And you started, like I mentioned, you started at a very young age. I think you were a new mother, as you mentioned, when you started this journey. And what made you start? You've given us a bit of context there, but I'll let you give us a bit more detail of what made you start and what keeps you motivated.
Yeah, to reiterate a little bit, I'd say, to make things a bit easier. I mean, as a young mom, you know that it's, you've got so much responsibility. And I would say with most people that even go to work here, if you're not packing a healthy lunch from home, it's very unlikely that you're going to find something healthy along the way. You would
Right.
end up eating things that you would then have to beat yourself up about. So I really just honestly wanted to make this healthy eating accessible. So we started, very small team, myself and two women from my home. Those two women are still with me. They still work with me
Really?
20 years on. They have families of their own. We celebrate together, and births and family holidays and things like that we share with each other, which has been a great journey. I'd say what keeps me motivated is the fact that this entity of sunshine has grown beyond me. It's bigger than me now. There's so many lives that are entwined there.
Wonderful.
There's no way. I'm so committed to it that I don't really need to be motivated. Everything about it motivates me every day. So when I come in and I see, somebody creating something for themselves or presenting a salad in a certain way and says, "Oh, this is how I want to do it now," and we try a new way, and I see personal and individual growth in each person that's been on the team. And I think, like my daughter India put it very well, and she says, "Mom runs Sunshine similar to how she parents us. I mean, everybody needs to be empowered and independent and self-sustaining." And I see that growth. I see that in each and every person. I see this product providing so much satisfaction. It's almost like we are here to serve people, not just to make a profit from the product. We're here to provide something that people have become dependent on. We
Hmm.
have a great duty to them to continue to provide and support them in their health and wellness journey. So there's no way to step out of that. When you become so committed to something, you see that the end result is providing so much goodness and is creating so much joy for your
Hmm.
team as well as for your customers out there. I think it's easy to be motivated. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And you've emerged then as a key figure in Ghana for health and fitness food and fresh food for that matter. Have you really seen a shift in people towards health and fitness in Ghana and the surrounding areas?
I would say yes. I mean, if we go back to, the way people used to eat traditionally and conventionally, it was a lot of whole grains and millet and things like that. But the modern city life, obviously, we're all sitting in cars and, you eat a carbohydrate heavy meal, you can't digest it. There's been a lot of health and wellness, awareness going on recently. I would say in the last maybe 10 years,
Okay.
there's been a lot of awareness and growing awareness about fitness and health, and I see lots of people transitioning, wanting to eat better, wanting, you know, to easily access healthy food. And I think this is where we come in. So
Right.
20 years ago when we started, Manisha, I think we were kind of a little bit of a laughing stock where people would walk in and say, what is a salad bar? And and now, we see that there are lots of little salad restaurants open and lots of deliveries from home, that people are creating salads and distributing to maybe people around them to give even, closer access or even
Right.
easier access to healthy food. So I think eating healthy is not necessarily just one choice or another. It's just, it becomes a part of your life once you choose it. It's a way of living. And then I think I want to say a little bit that Sunshine has really revolutionized that a little bit here.
I agree. I agree, and that's where I believe you've created such a beautiful niche. And with that, I'm going to ask you about using social media, because I've seen all these fabulous pictures on Instagram. You make my mouth water 10,000 miles away over here. Well, not 10,000, but seriously, I'm salivating over all those gorgeous pictures that you've got on your social media. So you have a significant presence on Instagram, and I believe you're using other social media platforms. And how have you used this, and how have you decided to cater to the new generation?
Well, this is a really good question because I think, for the first 10 years or more, we just spent so much time, everything was customer building one on one. We spent a lot of time, solidifying our three P's, as we call it, our product and our people and our process, and, making sure that this was a completely new product. And the people.
Yes, Anita, you were telling me about the three P's um,
Yes,
in
I
your
mean, back
business.
in the day when there wasn't such a huge social media presence, everything was built one on one, between your customers and your team. And I think that was a great time that, we could solidify our three P's, which is our product, our people, and our process. So as far as our product is concerned, you know, I feel that, wherever the product goes, if it's stripped of all its packaging and its branding, it should still be able to stand on its own and still be able to carry your brand values wherever it goes. And that's what we keep on training and retraining our staff, that every single one product that leaves here must carry the Sunshine values wherever it goes. And as far as our people are concerned, again, there are staff and as well as our customers, everybody that we refer to as rays of sunshine.
Oh, bravo.
It is a pretty altruistic environment that we work in here, where there is a huge level of respect and understanding. It's a great community to work in and to belong to. So this is something that I think has made us grow as a company, because there are people that have been coming here for 20 years and they still see the same faces. And they've been through, the ups and downs, trials and tribulations together, but we've still held strong. We've had, the odd one or two that have left us along the way, but,
Right.
I'd say generally I think over 80% of our staff have been here 15 years or more.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you've really created brand.
Yeah, as far as the process is concerned, I'd say, anybody starting out, there's obviously X number of, food and health and hygiene, certification that you need to have done. And I would say that you should definitely do everything that needs to be done to secure yourself, secure your product, secure your staff, secure your clients, secure everybody. That's the responsibility you take for being, an entity. And this is where you have continuity. And I do believe that, Sunshine is its own entity now, way beyond, what I could have ever imagined or what I thought I'd started. And this entity needs to be protected, and the way to protect this entity is to make sure that, its people are protected, whether it's staff or clients. And the way we do that is through keeping the process a secure one.
Excellent, excellent. And I've seen a gradual movement, at least through Instagram, I've seen a gradual movement into doing lots of events. Am I mistaken on that front, or yes?
No, you're absolutely right. I think, like we were saying, because we built all this, trust with people when social media, we didn't have it as a tool. Now that we have it as a tool, I think it's great because it's given us a chance to then expose all the other products that we, have been building through the years. Now is a time that there is not so much one-on-one customer service, and this new generation does access everything, visually and on their phones. And so this has been a really good way to interact with this generation, where we can then display all the other things that we do, which is, event management and, event catering for whether it's smaller groups or larger groups, but it's all bespoke catering. So each event is customized to suit you. So we would kind of go through like your medical history. So this is how we would go through your preferences, not your medical history, but your social preferences, your likes, your dislikes. And then we would create something bespoke for you, because again, I think that's what this brand is all about, that we cater everything to suit the end user of the product. It's not really so much about, we don't begin with profit in mind, we begin with providing a service in mind, and then kind of everything works around that. So social media has been a great tool where we've gotten to show everybody what we do outside of what you would see when you came into the restaurant, like this new product we have, which is the Platters.
Yes, I love them, Anita. They're so beautiful.
They are so beautiful, yeah. And people are dining at home more, and they want to dine nicely at home. You don't get to go out to a restaurant as you would, pre-COVID. So this product was actually created with this in mind, that people want to be eating at home, but they want to eat, lavishly and enjoy themselves a little bit, and have the kind of food that creates conversation and makes you sit around the table for longer. And this is what I believe the essence of entertaining is, to create, the kind of environment and food that keeps people, engaged longer, almost kind of makes them feel excited about what's at the table. And then that kind of excitement invokes conversation and opens up those barriers, or, the way we want to present ourselves formally is kind of, those barriers are broken when you see something exciting, because it just appeals to your eyes and it appeals to your heart, and you just open up and, the conversation becomes animated. So yes, this is what we like to do through our food, is to create excitement for people.
Oh, wonderful. I can clearly see how you stay motivated, Anita. I can clearly see how you do that. And obviously, we're facing a global pandemic at the moment. It's gone on for several months right now, and it probably will go on for quite a while more. And how has that affected your business? And have there been any positive lessons that have come out of all this?
Initially our industry, the hospitality industry, was the hardest hit industry, because there's literally nothing you can do online. I mean, everything has to be done face to face. We in Ghana have been quite lucky. I mean, after the initial lockdown of 3 weeks, where all we did was support each other through the grapevine, our tree, our phone tree with each other, and we all supported each other as a team. We're a team of about 95 now. So yes, we had to use the phone tree to support each other and keep each other emotionally, calm. For the first, I think, couple of months, we did not let anybody go home. We just had this routine of 50% on and 50% off after we came back to work, just to give everybody, a chance to continue in the cycle and find your feet. And so it definitely was a trying time. It took a lot of emotional mentoring, I would say, even. so that one could look after the other and then look after the other down the chain. But we've come through it. I think we've survived it quite well. And you can see that as things are coming back to the new norm now, we've all adapted to it and we're almost back up at 100% running. So we've definitely noticed that, we can stick together as a team and we can come through things. I think there's going to be no other trying time as much as this has been. We've had lots of things here in Ghana. We've had, electricity ups and downs and water ups and downs and gas shortages. And we've had all kinds of things we've come through.
Yes.
But nothing quite like this where, our lives have been, kind of in the balance and our economy and how we're going to survive. But we've come through, we've supported each other and we've come through as a team.
Right.
And that's definitely a positive lesson as far as team morale is concerned. But, we've also had this great sense that we can reinvent ourselves when the time comes. And, we've created a new product and it's been really taken, it's taken on just as easily as any of our other products have, which means that we still have the trust of this, customer base that we've built for all these years. And so I definitely say that, this idea of reinventing ourselves and still being able to create products that are relevant in the market has been a great sense of validation for us. And we know we are here to stay.
Oh, bravo. Oh, I love that. And Anita, before I say goodbye to you, what's next on the cards for you? What does the future hold for you? What are the future plans that you have in store for your company and for yourself?
Again, I'd say, when we started, all this was so beyond my imagination that, if I wanted to think now what's to come, I still think it's beyond my imagination. I think this future is like the horizon. You just never get to it. It's pretty wherever it is, but you never get to it. And so we have lots of little things that we want to do, this branding of our sauce. We have all these sauces and condiments, just again, to make, good and healthy food accessible, make it easier for you to recreate these things at home easily. So we would start you off with a starter pack or a marinade or a condiment that you could go and recreate some of our dishes that you like.
Wow.
Just to continue to spread the sunshine a little bit widely.
And that also comes with the brand name Sunshine Salads, or does that go with the brand name Little India?
That's actually going to be called the Sunshine Factory. So everything that comes out of there hopefully will have a little bit of sunshine in it.
Oh, how lovely.
And so, I guess this is what we continue to do. I think all we can really do is continue to do what we're doing, just kind of do what we do every day and just soldier on in this pursuit of excellence. Just soldier on in this pursuit of excellence every day.
Wonderful. Anita, thank you for sharing all that with us. And just because I absolutely love everything that you create, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite? So if you just had to pick up something right now from the range that you create, what is the first go-to thing that you pick up or take?
Oh, goodness. That is such a tough question.
Hard, right?
But yes, I'd still say it is hard. It is hard because every time, we try something and I'll go to the menu and say, I want to try this today. I'll be like, that's amazing. Like, who made that? and in effect, I didn't anymore because initially when I train my team, then they take it on and they somehow make it better than I ever did. So but I think my current favorite is a wrap we have, which is called a Banarasi wrap. So it's all these mixed grilled vegetables and it has like a coconut chutney in it. It is to die for and I can't wait for you to come and try it.
I can't wait for that either, Anita. Anita, thank you so much for being here with us
Manisha,
today.
It's been a pleasure, such a pleasure. Thank you for having me. It was wonderful talking to you.
Same here.
And thank you for being interested in the Sunshine story. It's been really lovely to tell it.
I'm so glad you shared it with us.
Thank you.
Anita, stay blessed.
You too. Ciao now.
Ciao.
Bye.